That was police, the spectators, as well as the supposed DSS. Maybe the guy is not even DSS. But the guy was like, I mean DSS. And we were like, which DSS? Who you be? Who you be? It's a funny place, okay? And it is also embarrassingly, embarrassingly funny. But here is why you should know that not everything these criminals in government tells you that you should take to heart. Majority of what they say to you is called social conditioning, social re-engineering. Don't they think, say, because it sounded so kind of a posh, that is a good thing when APC, or a rotten system like that of Nigeria, is doing social conditioning or social re-engineering. They are re-engineering your brain to that of slavery, and you'll begin to enjoy it soon, since your brain is sort of configured, or the process would have been completed by then. So when they say social conditioning or social re-engineering, it is the propaganda sort of rubbed in a very fancy chocolate, creamy chocolate. I don't know. I'm trying to make something out of that. Okay. You get what I mean? Like propaganda that is sort of wrapped or gapped in some fancy, smell, fancy dress that will leave you off, or that will leave you worse off. Journalists that have been, it's been a while, from time immemorial, where journalists in Nigeria have been endangered species. But there is Shoyombo. There's this guy, Shoyombo Fisayo. Okay. You see, Fisayo Shoyombo is one investigative journalist like that of David Undeyi, but his own is extra. Fisayo will allow himself to be locked up in maximum prisons because he wants to investigate the corruption within the prison system. Okay, it will be filed in. It will be filed in as a prisoner. It will stay in there. It could be there for months, just trying to gather information that he was going to come back and tell us what he sees. So his own is always extra. He's somebody that will sign up and be like, I want to sign up to become a student in this school. And he will sign up just because he wants to kind of get some, he is always extra. Now, here is Fisayo Shoyombo that is revealing the ongoing collaboration between the Nigerian customs as well as the Nigerian smugglers. Because they seems to be official. Smuggling would be criminal if it wasn't in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, smuggling is only a criminal act if you are not using the authorized smugglers. Now, these are not really new. Smugglers are praised and worshipped in our society. I do sing to one too. There's one from IBD Dende, Shokopao, who others like in that Idiroko, Ilaro, all those Yewa, Odeda area where these where these strong smugglers, they are not unknown. So it was Fisayo who made us realize that in that part of southwest Nigeria, smugglers have their own smuggling day, official day. Their customs will not work that day, or they won't touch that route. And smugglers actually have official routes. They will tell you this one is Shokopao's route. This one is IBD Dende's route. If you are a smuggler, then find you on IBB Dende's route. Thereby anyhow. So IBB Dende's route be like, now only him get the route. If he no give you clearance to use the route, if you go use the route, thereby anyhow. Fisayo has been screaming and screaming to see if Nigeria still has any government. Fisayo did a report. In fact, he actually uploaded a video where one of the smugglers was slapping and beating up a custom officer that was holding gun. Baba, the video went viral and all of that. Do you know what happened? The Nigerian police IG invited the supposed journalist working with Fisayo in their what do they call that thing again? Oh, FIJ, something Institute of Journalism. Okay, I'll remember it and I'll tell you. The Nigerian government has invited one of them to come and write statements that the report they did on these guys concerning the Nigerian custom and the smugglers, that they can defend it. They've invited one of them now. But the same Fisayo just woke up 2 days or so ago and he tweeted this. Good morning, Customs Nigeria. What happened to the bullets and guns brought in by IBD Dende, pieced into their component parts, smothered with black nylons, just how turkey is packaged, lumped together with turkey as though the real import is turkey, and smuggled to eastern Nigeria with the knowledge of a particular custom officer in Zone B? Nigerians would like to know, why has the Nigerian Customs Service never announced the interception of arms smuggled to the east with these specific markings? Does it mean, okay, never mind? Do you understand? Yes, we know how the insecurity in eastern Nigeria and the script around it was crafted, how it was kind of being executed as well. A lot of us know. We may not have all of the factual evidence like Fisayo, but here is what these guys who went to the part came back with. The insecurity in eastern Nigeria cannot be blamed on IPOB. There are other forces they are not telling you. There are no other forces. Those are the real forces that want you to now believe that all the atrocities they are committing, state-sponsored terrorism, state-sponsored insecurity, gun running and smuggling, how the eastern Nigeria is being flooded with different guns. And these are coming from the official custom smugglers. These are not coincidence. All right? But it's good to know. You should know. And that's why I'm playing it for you now.
Once regarded as the safest and most peaceful region in Nigeria, the southeast geopolitical zone is currently grappling with insecurity, which has now significantly hindered its economic potential. At this gathering, members of civil society organizations and the Action Group on Free Civic Space came together to challenge misconceptions about the causes and consequences of insecurity in the region and advocate for appropriate government responses.
The problem of insecurity in the Southeast requires a holistic approach. We should not just look at it as a security problem.
Recognize that there are a web of factors that are fueling insecurity and violence in the Southeast. But our concern is that the federal government seems to follow a single narrative, which is that every insecurity in the Southeast is about IPOB.
Various factors contributing to insecurity in the Southeast were identified, including extreme inequalities, a culture of violence stemming from historical conflict, poverty, lack of opportunities for youth, police abuse, corruption, and government inefficiency.
Part of the problems of insecurity, violence, is challenges to accountability.
We were a peaceful community before the army, Buhari's army, started orchestrating military exercises, python dance in civilian areas.
Change. I noticed while coming from Owerri, the level of road checkpoints is too much. the Southeast is over-militarized and over-policed. It's alarming.
A consensus emerged that the people of the Southeast deserve an environment characterized by peace, safety, freedom, and prosperity. Participants expressed hope that this report will serve as a crucial step towards realizing their goals.
And can I tell you something? If there's a way that hopeless Uzodigba, what's that guy name? Ifeanyi, no, is that Mba or so? I can't remember his name. There are a few names that, if these characters can be arrested, investigated, and tried, I promise you that the insecurity in eastern part of Nigeria will end the day they are arrested, starting with Hopeless Uzodijo. But you're going to say it's not going to happen. Abi? Well, you will be arrested one way or the other anyway. They will be arrested one way or the other. But there's something I want to wrap it up with now before I take calls. I can't believe I actually got somebody who was calling in earlier, but I believe that if I took that call, I may not finish this, okay? But I promise that we are likely going to have like 2 hours or 1.5 hours to have a call, okay? I need you to listen to this. For those of you who don't understand, yesterday we did say something about people not really aware or interested in self-determination. So when I saw that a conversation like this was actually happening on Nigerian TV, I'm beginning to have a second opinion on that, okay? There are actually those who knows that except Nigeria break from its current, what do you call it, mismatch. We are only playing with genocide. You know what genocide is? Where people will just be hating themselves for no reason. And they will be willing to commit genocide against them. Tell me that there are not some of these misguided idiots who will want genocide committed against the tribes they don't like. For example, asking the Nigerian military to wipe out a whole community who have done nothing, simply because you were told that Nigerian soldiers were killed, and therefore the civilians in those areas should be killed too, to even the score. It's because if that was supposed to be from your own tribe or ethnic nationality, you would never want them to go and wipe out everybody for killing soldiers. No, you won't. The reason why a lot of you are wishing genocide on one another, Fulanis, Hausas, Igbos, Yorubas, Ijosi Shekiris, Berom Jukun Stevies, and everybody from everywhere trying to kind of, overrun one another, is because you are forced to live together as a country when you are not supposed to be. And that is a recipe for genocide. Now, this was said on their national TV in Nigeria. I want you to listen.
If the Constitution maintains by Section 2 that Nigeria is one indissoluble nation and doesn't provide for means or procedure by which a people or a particular sector of the nation, a federating people, can choose to say at this particular point we want to have a nation of our own, and it doesn't provide for a peaceful means by which this can be guaranteed, there will always be frictions that will be leading to violence, killings, and bloodshed. And to avoid this, it is imperative that we look at that provision of Section 2 that says that Nigeria is one indissoluble, indestructible entity that doesn't make provision for the procedure by which a people can advance the right to self-determination. There have been many occasions where, on so many occasions we hear from the Arewa People's Congress or whatever agitating that, yes, if Nigeria cannot work, they want to go on their own. The Biafra agitators are there. We have the Odua nation and what have you. If the Constitution provides for a procedure to determine peacefully whether a people can separate from Nigeria, you see that some of these agitations might be completely quenched. For instance, let me give you one. Tomorrow now, if we provide for referendum or plebiscite, these are political procedures for determining whether a nation or a nation in a country, because I want to take the definition of a nation here to mean the ethnic nationalities, maybe the Yoruba nation, the Igbo nation, the Arewa nation, or Ijo, Ibibio, and what have you. Now, if a people can be entitled to right to call for plebiscite that can be supervised by international organs like the United Nations and what have you, it can be safely and easily determined that, okay, these people in this particular area, as done in 1960, in 1959-60, if my recollection is right, with the people of the southern part of Cameroon, who formed part of Nigeria before, but when they decided that no, they wanted to be on their own, then a plebiscite was conducted, and they were able to have a separate nation of their own. If we say Nigeria is an indissoluble entity and will not tolerate any agitation by which people can determine whether they want to be on their own, definitely we are only calling for crisis on our own earth. Tomorrow now, if you subject it to plebiscite, that okay, people of the Igbo nation should decide whether they want to be part of Nigeria or they want to have a nation of their own. You might find a situation that the majority may say they prefer to be in Nigeria rather than having a Biafra. And that will silence the people who are agitating. And if people who are agitating are in the majority by virtue of the plebiscite, why not allow such to just take place peacefully, so that there is no sense in remaining one single entity by force that may lead to bloodshed and what may even be characterized as genocide, because a situation where that is allowed, then we have descended below the level of humanity. So these are some of the provisions. Going to the political level, to some of the political.
Don't worry, Baba. You've done well. That was on their TV in Nigeria. So if somebody says they do not know about may everybody go their separate ways very much in Nigeria, I think we shouldn't take that wholly anymore. Or are people into it? Would they be interested? Or are they interested? That's another different scenario entirely. Okay? And like that man said, and I keep reminding all of you, I know a lot of you hate anything called election. But let me tell you this. Referendum is election. No. You see the way they are campaigning, it will shock you. I've said it many times. It will shock you that the way you want Biafra, it will shock you, say there are millions of others too who are going to believe that no, they have to stay in Nigeria. And because it is a political process, there will be those that will actually collect money to stay in Nigeria and still vote yes. Here you get. So you will need to actually really convince people. You will really have to actually organize seminars, organize campaigns, organize awareness. You could beg people to say yes to Yoruba Nation. Yeah, you could beg them. You will see professors, you will see pensioners, you will see elderly people, you will see young people. They will form their group and they will say they don't want Yoruba Nation. And they will present their cases. And the reason why they said the majority of it is because if the majority of us says yes, the minority will no want time, they don't get choice. They would have to be part of the country. And in most cases, they are always those people who end up being the opposition government that will keep those who got independence, they will keep them on their toes. And that is how a country works, new country and all that. So all of you, make you know that United Nations is not going to declare any country anywhere. Now we go decide until we have that political will where people like us can actually go back to Nigeria and do a proper campaign for Yoruba Nation. That atmosphere where people will not tell you or criminalize self-determination. And he is also right. There is no point in killing people. There is no point in criminalizing all of this. Maybe you believe that those who are asking for Biafra, they are just noise makers. The Igbos will not leave Nigeria. Oh yeah, now you give them a date for referendum now and find out. Because they know that once people say yes, they are going, there is nothing that will change it anymore. I swear, nothing will change it. That's why they don't want to take that risk. Maybe Nigeria is corrupt. Maybe they can try and even rig. You know, say that they rig referendum. Abi, you know. Look at you. They rig referendum election too. It's election. But the criminals in Nigeria, despite the fact that the system is so corrupt, they don't bond them well to take the risk. Yeah, let's try it. I make we try me. Make it, because you know something, if you want to stop people from asking for something, you put it into a fair fight. Anybody will win. You take it. Oh yeah, here. Here is Biafra. Here is Yoruba Nation. Like that. Oh yeah. This is those who want Biafra. These are those who don't want Biafra. This is Biafra. And this is Nigeria holding it. Oh yeah, take it. Then you slug it, and then if the pro-Biafra are the majority, they just take Biafra out of Nigeria hand. And that's their destiny in their hand. And just like that too, the pro-Biafra here, pro-one Nigeria, since Nigeria is opened his hand and so yeah, come and take it. So the pro-Biafra, the pro-Nigeria, they will want, if they are the ones who won, they will just do like this. Nigeria, keep Biafra. We don't want Biafra, Jare, keep it. But nobody wants to take the risk. Do you understand? The owners of Nigeria, who can do and undo, they do not want to take the risk. Try them now. Oh yeah, try them, we'll see. And that's why he said, if everybody is hiding behind this one Nigeria, one indissoluble, indestructible, one Nigeria, well, it will be destroyed from within. We are only cutting violence, terrorism, genocide, massacre, hatred to one another, and none of this is going to work for anybody or work in anybody's interests. Those who make peaceful dissolution impossible, they are likely going to make a violent breakup inevitable. I love that line. I kind of love quoting it, even though I don't like violence, right? So I'm going to leave it this way, okay? And I'm going to open the line. Now you can call in. So now we have, let me see, we have 1 hour, 20 minutes, which is 80 minutes for you to be part of this afternoon or this morning from wherever you are joining from. I'll go shake my tea. And then, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It should be. I'll be back. I didn't want to make it like our normal prime time, okay? So, like, let's just continue our gist. I have a caller here. Hello.
Hello, Mayebu. Good morning. Good morning
to you. How are you?
Yeah, this is the HK calling here in Kansas City.
I actually saw Kansas City there, and I'm like, who is that, my friend from Kansas City again? I'm glad you mentioned the name this time. I won't forget. HK.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm happy, glad that I get to call in today. You know, to call in sometimes is like a lottery ticket, though. You know how you play lottery.
But yeah, I discovered that it's easier this way. Sure, you get. So yeah, you can win many times on this one.
Yes, you know, and also happy Friday to you, Mayebu.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I just listened to your program. Your program is well educated to me. You know, it's taking me the level of smartness about everything in life. You know what I mean? is very educated. Mayegut, we are the real professor that we know, you know. Speaking of because I hate calling our country as a Nigeria as it is, you know, I call it zoo, you know. I have my
being generous, Ejike. We all know that zoo is organized. If Nigeria is as organized as a zoo, right? I mean, it will kind of be like a proud zoo, but nah, it's pretty much worse than a jungle. But hey, I get you, Baba. Go on.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is about the topic that you have this morning about a few of them. You see what's going on in the Niger Delta. The military are the one that killed their own people, which is their own colleague. So by them saying they will find the perpetrator, that tells you they will never, in the 100 years to come, they will never find it. They know who killed the people. They said the people that killed
know who killed them, right?
Yeah.
How come now people will come complain? Their picture they wanted list. What's going on? If you talk say you know people kill your people, but now people will say we don't they see where they talk say oh hey help us, so people help us, so they are killing us here. We didn't do anything. Or yeah. Now their face they all your wanted list, including the Monarch.
And the one thing is like the same terrorist government went over and